Hey, Jason here from River Pools. Today we're going to talk about the three types of in-ground pools, and we're going to compare them. They are vinyl liner pools, concrete pools, and fiberglass pools. Let's kind of go into these, and what we'll do is we'll explore each pool type and we'll talk about pros and cons for each one. First, we're going to talk about a vinyl liner pool. The biggest advantage to a vinyl liner is definitely the low initial cost. The second advantage would be that you can customize the shape of the pool. Typically they are rectangular, but you can create custom shapes, and there's also different models and shapes to choose from that you can get standard. So that's an advantage that you have. As far as the disadvantages for vinyl liner pools, the main one is certainly the fact that the liner needs to be replaced. So the average life expectancy of a vinyl liner today is usually between 5 and 10 years. Another disadvantage, at least this is a common opinion of vinyl liner pools, it's not a fact, but it's an opinion, they're just not considered to be typically as aesthetically pleasing. Vinyl liner pools are constructed using a wall panel around the perimeter of the pool. The wall panels are made out of either a vinyl product, plastic, or they're made out of a metal typically. A steel or an aluminum. You really should not use a saltwater chlorinator with a steel or aluminum wall panel. So what happens with a vinyl liner pool, it will eventually leak. It's not a matter of if it will leak, it's a matter of when is it going to happen, and it might be 5 or 10 years down the road, but eventually the liner's going to leak, the water's going to saturate everything behind that liner, and if that wall panel is made out of a metal, it's going to corrode that wall panel prematurely, and that's not a scenario that you want to run into. So if you are considering a vinyl pool and you do want salt water, it's fine. Just make sure that you get the polymer plastic wall panels. So in a nutshell, vinyl liner pools, low initial cost, you can customize the shape, but you have to pay to replace the liner frequently, and aesthetically there's some compromise there too, typically as well. So let's talk about concrete pools. The construction is pretty basic. You excavate a hole, you take steel rebar, which are steel rods about the size of your thumb, and you create a steel web, and then you pour or shoot concrete on the inside of the pool, and that's what creates the shell or the structure of the pool. Then on the interior of the pool, you apply either plaster or PebbleTech or some other type of finish to the inside, and that's what you actually touch and feel and see as the interior of the pool. Certainly the biggest advantage of concrete pools is that you can customize the shape. So you can create any shape that you want or any size pool that you want. If you want an Olympic pool, an extremely wide pool that's shaped like an L, pool that's the shape of a dog bone or a guitar or whatever, you can do it with a concrete pool. The sky's the limit. You can create anything that you want there with that. Concrete pools are beautiful. They look great, and they fit well in any landscape and any setting. There are some disadvantages though to owning a concrete pool. In terms of what it means to you as a pool owner, is that they are more work to maintain. And that's mainly because this inside of the pool finish is extremely rough and extremely porous. It basically provides algae with a home. And that equates to more time cleaning the pool and more chemicals, which can be costly. Another disadvantage of concrete pools is that they take a while to install. So your average concrete pool construction will last usually somewhere between 3 and 6 months. So if you start your project in March or April or May, that means you're going to be missing a significant portion of the swim season. So it might be a good idea, if you're considering a concrete pool, to really plan that one to begin in the off season so you don't miss any swim time. Concrete pools also have a relatively high cost of ownership over the lifetime of the pool. So you have the cost to purchase the pool, but then you also have the cost to own the pool and all the expenses that you're going to have involved in your daily maintenance. So we already mentioned that you're going to buy more chemicals for a concrete pool, but you're also going to have to do what's called acid washing. So this is something that you would do every 3 to 5 years. You hire a pool company to come in, they'll drain the pool, rinse the interior of the pool down with a light acid solution, and that etches the surface. It kills any algae that's embedded into the surface, and it also kind of erodes away the outside aged layer of the plaster, and it restores more of the original look to the plaster. and that's something that needs to be done roughly every 3 to 5 years or so. You also have the cost of refinishing the interior of the pool. Let's say you get a new pool with a plaster finish. You can plan on, after about 15 years, maybe as long as 25 years, the need to completely refinish the inside of that pool. And that's not a cheap endeavor. And typically when that's done, the tile is replaced and possibly the coping. So the cost for something like that could be anywhere from $10,000 to maybe $30,000 that you could plan on spending about every 15 to 25 years of concrete pool ownership. All right, so now let's talk about fiberglass pools. When you build a fiberglass pool, this is a unit that's actually manufactured, the pool shell is manufactured off-site and is brought in on a truck. When the construction crew shows up at your house, they're going to dig a hole that's roughly the shape of the pool, and they're going to put a material on the floor of that hole that the pool is going to sit on. So we lift the pool up, we set the pool down in the hole, then basically we fill the pool with water, and as the pool's being filled with water, we put a material around the outside to fill the void between the earth and the pool shell, and we call that backfilling. And then once that process is complete, the pool is completely installed, and then the patio is done at that point. So one of the main advantages of a fiberglass pool is they are extremely low maintenance. The interior of the pool, which is called the gel coat, is extremely smooth and non-porous. So that means algae doesn't have anywhere to embed. It doesn't have anywhere to hide. Consequently, chemicals work more efficiently, and you spend less time maintaining the pool with sweeping the sides and vacuuming and all those other things that you need to spend time doing with a concrete pool. Do your research and you'll find that across the board, virtually everybody who owns a fiberglass pool will tell you the same thing. They're just really, really easy to take care of. They're not maintenance free, but they're about as close as it gets. Fiberglass pools also have a very quick installation time. With a concrete pool, if we're looking at 3 to 6 months to wrap up the project, a fiberglass pool project would take an average of probably 3 to 6 weeks. Another advantage of fiberglass pools is they have a low cost of ownership, meaning over the lifetime of the pool, you're not going to have to spend as much money as the other types of pools. So you're going to save money year to year because you're not going to spend as much money on chemicals because you're not fighting algae. You also are not going to have the added burden of replacing a liner or acid washing. Not to mention the fact that fiberglass pool finishes are extremely durable, and you're not going to have to plan on refinishing a fiberglass pool every 15 to 20 years like you would a concrete pool. So we hope this has been educational today, and we hope we've helped you understand the differences between vinyl liner, concrete, and fiberglass pools. If you think a fiberglass pool might be a good fit for you, check out the designs that we have right here on the website. You can also request a quote. Just fill out the form and someone will be in touch with you here very shortly.